What is up, Carlin here today, and today we're going to do some Carlin. This one is one recommended by one of you guys. This one is extreme human behavior, and let's hop into it.
Humans do some really interesting things. Like, besides killing ourselves, we also kill each other. Murder.
Yeah, we do.
And we're the only ones who do that, by the way. We're the only species on Earth that deliberately kills members of our own species for personal gain. Or pleasure. Sometimes it's just fun.
All kinds of apes do it.
We're also the only species that deliberately kills members of another species for personal gain. Or pleasure. That's what hunters do. They kill for pleasure. That's us. Human beings. Interesting folks. Murderers. Here's an interesting form of murder we come up with.
It is interesting.
Assassination. You know what's interesting about assassination? Well, not only does it change those popularity polls in a big fucking hurry, but it's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate. You ever notice who it is? Stop to think of who it is we kill. It's always people who've told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a point.
Right in the fucking head.
They're like, fuck you, you're dying. Fuck the good people, right? Or
apparently we're
the
not ready
people.
for that. Yeah, that's difficult behavior for us. We're too busy sitting around trying to think up ways to kill each other.
Yeah.
Here's one we came up with. It's efficient, too. Genocide, you know? Killing large numbers of people simply because they don't look like you, they don't talk like you, and they don't have the same kind of hats you do.
Nice.
You ever notice that anytime you see two groups of people who really hate each other, chances are good they're wearing different kind of hats. Keep an eye on that, it might be important.
Pretty true. Different
But
groups of people
anytime
do
there's
wear
genocide,
certain
there
kind
are
of
always mass graves. Right? Every time we kill some dictator and go march into his country, we always find mass graves. Thousands and thousands of dead bodies of people the dictator killed. And everybody over here gets horrified. Wow, mass graves, whoa! Well, shit, what's a guy supposed to do with a couple thousand people he just killed? Dig separate holes? Fuck that shit.
Oh,
it's labor intensive. Get real.
Oh.
The whole idea of killing a large number of people at one time in one place is convenience, efficiency. Throw them in the fucking hole.
I mean, yeah.
Look at it this way. At least the dictator had the decency to throw a little dirt on them. Give the guy some credit. Dictator's a busy man.
That's fucked
up. On his mind. Like trying to figure out who's planning to kill him. So he can pick them up, put them in prison, and torture them. Here's another one of our interesting, heartwarming behaviors we come up with. Somewhere along the way, torturing each other.
This one's pretty
really
fucking
cool
dark.
Torture that the Romans invented. They also used it as a form of capital punishment. It's really creative. They would take the guy in question, stuff him in a burlap sack, seal the sack up real tight, and throw it in the river. But, and here's the creative part, inside the sack with the guy, they would put a dog, a monkey, and a snake. Okay?
That's like extra
a dog,
mean.
A monkey, and a snake. That's fucking creative.
That's creative, but it's
imagine being inside a burlap sack, underwater, in the dark, sitting next to a drowning monkey. Think he'd be moving around a little bit? The dog would be going ape shit, we know that.
Yeah.
And the snake, well, he'd probably be getting curious about what all the activity was inside the sack. He might do anything.
Yeah,
whatever he did, it would probably involve venom
there.
and his teeth.
Oh,
you know what
man,
you'd
that
be
is
doing?
super brutal.
You'd be praying to God that the snake bit the monkey and the dog ate the snake.
Oh my God.
Pray. Yeah, then.
And to think people have experienced shit like that, that's fucking
man and his best
terrifying.
Friend, drowning together. Maybe before you died, you could teach him a few tricks. Roll over and play dead wouldn't be too difficult, would it?
not
just
anymore.
A thought, just a playful thought. By the way, I assume you're noticing that all these activities I'm mentioning, murder, torture, genocide, these are all things human beings do.
Yeah.
Not animals, those creatures we feel superior to. This is us.
Yep. They can't torture
Here's another one of our spiritually uplifting activities. We don't do this one much anymore, but it used to be really big. Human sacrifice. I miss that.
I'm sure it still happens
the
somewhere.
The Aztecs loved human sacrifice, and they were good at it. Well, they got a lot of practice. For instance, right around the year 1500, the Aztecs sacrificed 80,000 people in one ceremony. Okay?
Oh my God.
80,000 people, one ceremony. You know what the occasion was? They were opening a new temple.
What?
Nothing like religion for a little entertainment, huh?
What?
Especially that old time religion.
Is this true?
Now how the Aztecs went about their
up.
sacrificing? Here's how they did it. They would do it right out in public, right in front of everybody, big town, beautiful city square, 20, 30,000 people looking on. They would take the guy, lay him on an altar, cut his chest open, pull his heart out, and hold it up in the air while it was still beating. Got that?
It's fucking barbaric.
Cut his chest open, pull his heart out, and hold it up in the air while it was still beating. You know what you call that? Theater. That is fucking theater. And although the procedure may have been a little too crude to be considered the first bypass surgery, it could easily be seen as an early form of organ donor program.
Yeah.
The Aztecs, human beings, just like us.
Reused it.
Not too long ago, 500 years. Columbus had already landed. This is just south of here, Mexico.
What?
And by the way, those hearts didn't go to waste. Did not go to waste. Because right after the ceremonies, the royal family, naturally, would enjoy another one of our amusing activities, cannibalism. Cannibal, imagine that, chowing down on another human being. You gotta be all out of beef jerky, man.
That actually, like,
You gotta be
spreads
really fucking
diseases
hungry.
and, like, causes
But
some
it
really
happened,
bad problems.
Still happens to this day. Bunch of people stranded in the wilderness, run out of Pop-Tarts, gotta eat something. Might as well be Steve. And how do you decide who to eat first? How do you decide who's first on the barbecue rack? Do you pick on the little guy because he's skinny and he can't fight back? Or do you all gang up on the bodybuilder because he got a lot of steaks and chops on him? These are things human beings have to consider.
Probably the weak one.
One more of these charming diversions of ours. Necrophilia.
Yes,
Huh?
that's
Now
for
there's
psychopaths.
a hobby for you.
It's a psycho motherfucker.
Fucking a corpse. Takes a special kind of guy, don't you think?
Yeah, for fucking psychopaths.
But it happens. More than you might think. It happens among humans. Animals don't do that.
Yeah.
Animals don't fuck their dead. A rat will do a lot of gross things, but he will not fuck a dead rat. It wouldn't even occur to him. Only a human being would think to fuck someone who just died.
Oh my god, he's got
We gotta be the
such
most
a
interesting critters on the
really
planet.
good point. What,
Now we
oh
wonder
my
why
god.
a UFO doesn't just land and say hello.
Yeah.
Oh. You know the best thing about necrophilia? You don't have to bring flowers.
Ooh.
Yeah, usually they're already there. Isn't that nice? It's nice. It's convenient.
Convenient.
Human beings will do anything.
Yeah.
Anything. I am convinced. That's why when all those beheadings started in Iraq, didn't bother me. I took it right in stride. A lot of people here were horrified. Ah, beheadings, beheadings. What are you, fucking surprised? Just one more form of extreme human behavior. Besides, who cares about some mercenary civilian contractor from Oklahoma who gets his head cut off? Fuck him. Fuck him. Hey, Jack, you don't want to get your head cut off? Stay the fucking Oklahoma.
No empathy.
Stay the fucking Oklahoma.
No empathy here.
They ain't cutting off heads in Oklahoma, as far as I know.
Someone might.
But I do know this. You strap on a gun and go strutting around some other man's country, you better be ready for some action, Jack. You better be ready for some action. People are touchy about that sort of thing. And let me ask you this while I have you good, clean Americans here. This is a moral question, not rhetorical. I'm looking for the answer.
Hey,
what is the moral
morals
difference between cutting off one guy's head, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, and dropping a big bomb on a hospital and killing a whole bunch of sick kids? Has anybody in authority given you an explanation of the difference? I have not gotten an email on this. No one will talk to me. I haven't gotten a postcard, not a fucking instant message, nothing.
It's fucked up, but it's
now, in case you're wondering why I have a certain interest and fascination, let's call it, with torture and beheadings and all of these things I've mentioned, is because each of these items reminds me in life, every time one of them occurs, it reminds me over and over again what beasts we human beings really are. You know,
we're pretty fucked
when you get right down to it, human beings are nothing more than ordinary jungle beasts, savages, no different from the Cro-Magnon people who lived 25,000 years ago in the Pleistocene forest eating grubs off of rotten logs. No different. Our DNA hasn't changed substantially in 100,000 years.
Yeah,
we're still operating out of the lower brain, the reptilian brain, fight or flight, kill or be killed. Now, We like to think we've evolved and
Instincts.
advanced because we can build a computer, fly an airplane, travel underwater. We can write a sonnet, paint a painting, compose an opera. But you know something? We're barely out of the jungle on this planet. Barely out of the fucking
completely
jungle. What
agree.
we
We're
are
not far.
is semi-civilized beasts with baseball caps and automatic weapons.
Pretty much. That's like exactly to the point of like where we are. We're like mid-ground to being like something like super special. Well, hell yeah, this one is super dope. George Carlin is just super dark, super bleak, and gives like no fucks and has no empathy towards like anybody for any reason ever. But he does it in a way that makes you love him. But he brings up a lot of good points about like all the dark and really crazy things that happen that are like somewhat unnatural. Like it's not gonna be like animals doing these crazy kind of acts like necrophilia, or like just random murder out of pleasure and stuff. He has a really good point, and it is that those kinds of acts can only be thought of in a human brain, and that's like, you know, it's kind of crazy to think of. Like, I mean, like obviously like any normal person is gonna think of like these kinds of acts as like crazy, but we are still a part of a species of creature that is like, that will do these kinds of acts. I think it's an interesting thought. But yeah, very dark George Carlin bit. That'll be the one for today. If any of you guys got anything else to suggest to react to, let me know down in the comment section. Hit that like button. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Peace.